obviously you're instrumental in the Cowboys' discovery of Tony Romo. You and I have talked a lot about kind of how that evolved and how that developed and how he wound up being the Cowboys starter now. Can you take us just briefly through that whole process and kind of when you first decided he might be a guy of interest all the way on up to when you actually signed him and decided to bring him into camp?
Well, I'd give Sean Payton more credit than I would me because they came from the same college. I started with Tony. My job at the Combine for 6 of the 8 years I scouted was timing 10-yard dashes. And when you time the 10, the 20, the 40, all at one time. And when that was over, you had a lot of time in between. So I'd wander around on the floor of the stadium in Indianapolis, and I got to talking to Tony. Asked him what he was doing, so forth. He wasn't even a guy that came to the Combine as a Combine guy. He came to the Combine as a thrower for other drills. Like he would throw the defensive back drills, he'd throw some wide receiver, tight end drills, running back drills. There were 3 of them. And I liked him just talking to him, and I liked the way he threw. But more than anything else, I just liked him. And they threw so much that the other 2 quarterbacks went home. I said, "You going home too, like the rest of them?" "No, I'm staying. I'm here. I'm going to stay the whole thing." I said, "Don't your arm hurt?" "No, I'm fine. I feel real good about it." So we got a kind of a friendship going there with him, and came back to Dallas. And one of my jobs that year was to check all the quarterbacks in the nation. Scouting, sometimes I might have linebackers all over the nation, sometimes defensive tackles. But this year I had quarterbacks. I was probably judging the top, I don't know how many, 25 or so, and getting another grade on them. It's strange to y'all, but we'll probably have anywhere from 5 to 9 grades on each player. Now, Tony, we didn't have that many because he was kind of unknown. He was known to Sean Payton better than anybody else. But I got back and talking to Sean about him and, watching some video, and I liked him. And then Sean and I got together one day trying to decide between Tony and another guy. I wanted Tony, but I didn't want Sean to know I wanted Tony. Sean wanted Tony. He didn't want me to know he wanted Tony. So kind of cold cut, we go up there and we watch several videos on him, and we both coming out and say, we both like Tony better than this other guy. So what round do you want him in? I said, oh, Lord, that's always been hard for me. And we decided to put him in the 5th round and got him up on the board in the 5th round. I'm not sure anybody else in the building knew who he was, except us 2. I know Lacewell, who was the head of the scouting, he didn't know then. That's why I get more credit for him than anybody, because Lacewell said he never heard of him except through me. So that's me talking about him. And we didn't get him drafted. I made a call after every round past the 3rd round to Tony. So, well, maybe the next round, maybe the next round. And really thinking 5th, 6th, 7th that we would get him. But we didn't get him. And Denver was hot on him too. It was us and Denver. And he came for Dallas with less money. And I think it's probably because of Sean, them from the same college. And I'm sure Sean had talked to him a lot on the phone. And I know I had talked to him a lot on the phone previous to the draft and during the draft. And we got him, and I'll be honest, I never thought he would be what he is. I thought he'd be a great backup, but I guess Parcells, through again Sean Payton's influence, saw more in him maybe than I did, and of course he's got a chance to be one of the very great ones. At least he solved Dallas's quarterback situation that was just turning over and over and over. So that's kind of how it worked with Tony.